In GRIDLIFE Touring Cup Race 1 at Road America, heavy rain forced drivers to search for grip on a treacherous track. An accident in the kink brought out a full-course yellow on lap 1. Eric Cattell charged forward to the lead and the win, followed by Emil Tabb and Tom O'Gorman, who earned his first ever podium in GLTC. The caution ended the race, and with better weather on the way, drivers regrouped for a 3-race Sunday. GRIDLIFE Touring Cup has traversed the country from Austin, Texas, to Joliet, Illinois, to South Haven, Michigan, and all the way out to Colorado, and now to Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. It's time for GRIDLIFE Touring Cup round number 5 of the 2020 season from the National Park of Speed. Good afternoon. My name is Kyle Heyer, joined by Abe Schmucker for the 5th round of the 2020 GLTC season from Road America, a 4-mile road course built in 1955. It is a classic American road course, and we are all ready to go racing for the second time this weekend. Abe, yesterday, rain, calamity on lap number 1, and a full course caution meant that we only ran about a lap. And today we're going to do 3 races. So it's going to get wild out there. We're about to get ready to pace and run around our full pace lap before we turn them loose. But I don't know if we really know who's good yet. We didn't really get a chance to see.
We talked yesterday about how competitive the front of this field is, and really it's a dice roll to see who will come out on top. And with the rain yesterday, it was unclear who was going to be dominant. And at the moment, I don't know that anyone will be dominant. We'll see how the grid order shakes things up throughout the rest of the day.
Well, I think you have to look at Eric Cattell as possibly a favorite. He didn't start up at the front yesterday. He was up inside the top 5, but not on the front row. He went from 4th to 1st in 1 lap to take the lead and eventually his 13th GLTC victory. He will start on pole for this race. This is now lined up by lap time, and we'll go over the starting lineup here in just a moment. But Cattell is going to be starting right alongside Emil Tabb, and Emil Tabb he's been up front lately with his K-swap K-Miata here, but I'm not sure if he's quite got the pace to run down Eric Cattell. We'll find out this race.
So, and I guess GLTC history buffs at this point would remember last year at Road America, it was Aaron Lichty who was just effectively dominant. Really the first, K-Miata standout competitor in GLTC. And he's not been struggling this weekend yet, but I think there are more cars that are running with him up at the front.
Remember that last year, the only time in GLTC history that a driver has swept a weekend was Aaron Lichty last year at Road America. Yesterday, he started at the tail of the field because he was trying to play the point system. We have drop races this season. His drops right now are a 3rd and a 4th. He was going to start 6th. He said, I'm not going to run any better than 3rd or 4th, so I'm going to start at the back, run a fast lap time, and charge my way up and start for race number 2 in a good position. We got a full course caution before the end of that lap. So he's going to start 33rd today, which we saw Eric Cattell at Road Atlanta last year go from 33rd to 3rd. I think Aaron Lichty's going to have to pull off something very similar. He will be charging forward. Keep an eye on the number 190. Orange numbers, white and black car. He'll be slicing and dicing here. Let's roll through our starting lineup here. On the front row, Eric Cattell, the number 82 Honda Civic SI. Emil Tabb will start on the outside of the front row in the 14 winning Formula car.
Up next, we've got a pair of S2000s with number 94 Tom O'Gorman in 3rd place, followed by car number 161 Todd Cayley. Both really fast drivers.
Pervez Randillo will roll off in 5th in row number 3 in his number 175 Scion FRS. Woody Hyman in the M3 802 car starts in 6th.
Starting 7th, car number 722 Scott Bowling, followed by car number 15 Brandon Puck.
Jeremy Boyston's number 99 RSX will roll off in 9th right alongside the 212 of Andy Smedgard in his yellow S2000.
A big winner from yesterday. Car number 61, David Alessandrini, making up a ton of positions, starting now in 11th, followed by car number 13, Ryan Upham.
In 13th place, the 325, another winning Formula entry, Rob Manicherry. right alongside Vitus Arenauskas, a new driver in the number 69. He starts 14th.
In 15th spot, car number 44, Kerry James, followed by street tire driver, car number 213, Scott Robertson.
Justin Kelly's Myriad Motorsports number 86 rolls off 17th. Not a great start yesterday. Who did get a great start, though? Ryan Christoph, plus 15 spots for an 18th place start today for Ryan Christoph.
Rounding out the 19th and 20th spot, car number 23, Jake Jorenstad, followed by car number 200, Jonathan Yu.
And a couple other notable drivers throughout the rest of the field. Eric Meadows will roll off in 23rd with his 2.5 swapped MX-5. That is a Ford power plant behind that car. And so is Luke McGrew. Similar build there. He'll roll off 35th after having coil pack issues yesterday. Louis Chatroop was disqualified yesterday for passing under yellow flag conditions. Ben Harisco's brand new E46 build is out for the count after a contact with the kink wall the other day. It'll be one pace lap before we turn them loose here at Road America. It's 4 miles around. We've been told that the pace lap will be sped up so that we can get all of our race time in here. Other notable drivers that we should chat about real quick. Savannah Little starts 27th. Her first GLTC race was in Colorado back a few weeks ago. She did really well considering that car's under prep for the series. Bill Griffin rolls off 28th. And let's see, Andrew Work in the 102 car. This is only his, I think, second or third event. He ran Autobahn with us a couple months ago. He starts in 29th. He had a bit of an off in turn 8 yesterday, under right what you're actually seeing on screen right now.
And leading the battle for coolest guy in the GLTC field, car number 362, Charlie Enslin's running the K-swapped Fit, which is a very fast and very fun GLTC car.
It really is cool looking. I think he's got a new livery on that car this week as well. And we already mentioned Aaron Lichty starting 33rd. Oh boy, that's going to be a lot of action for him. I want an onboard to that car at some point because he's just going to be doing nothing but just driving through everybody. I want to see after lap 1 how many positions he can gain in 4 miles of Road America.
Yeah, I don't know if GridLife has a hard charger award, but I would fully expect that he would be in contention for it if it exists.
I hope that if Aaron Lichty can get through that and he does it safely. We saw some pretty wild starts yesterday. 3 wide for DJ Alessandrini on the inside between a competitor and the wall. There's Canada Corner, Abe, and we're about ready to get rolling here.
Yep, just a few more corners before drivers take the green flag, getting everybody lined up, set up together to take a good start.
And the run down to turn 1, thanks to the streaming guys for getting us a drone shot here. There is Eric Till in the number 82 Honda Civic. He's lined up against Emil Tab. Behind them, the S2000 duo, Tom O'Gorman and Todd Cayley. They started on the front row together last night, and Tom was the one that beat him down to turn 1. So as they climb up the hill here, cars probably in second gear awaiting the launch of the green flag. It's going to be 15 minutes of racing at Road America. It's the National Park of Speed, and it's time to go racing in the streets as they did 60 years ago. Side by side as they take the green flag, and we're racing here at Road America. 3 wide, Scott Bowling up the inside of Pervez Randalia, and up front Eric Cattell pulls ahead. They were 3 wide. Bowling, an amazing start. He's gone all the way to the front. Now I think he's 3rd or 5th as they head down into the first corner.
Yeah, great start by Cattell, able to widen the gap on Emil Tab.
And Scott Bowling ended up in 5th place after all that. Emil Tab is in 2nd. I think that's Todd Cayley that's found his way into 3rd. One car way out wide over the curbing in turn number 1. That'll rattle your teeth out. Got to be real cautious of that and make sure that your car doesn't receive any damage from that. 3 wide heading down into turn number 3. Now out of turn 3, Eric Cattell leads the way down the backstretch. If anybody can catch him, they better pass him now because he's not going to get that much slower. Behind him, I think that's Woody Hyman's number 802. He's in line, and look at them drag racing down the backstretch. Andy Smedgard pushing somebody on the straight.
Yeah, great start by everybody, making their way through turn 1 clean. Always exciting to see. And it looks like Emil Tab has pulled on Eric Cattell and made his way into the first position.
And gone around him on the outside of turn number 5. That is an amazing pass if he can complete it. And he's almost clear as they run side by side up to turn number 6. Some slicing and dicing going on behind them. And it looks like Emil Tab has gotten out in front of Eric Cattell through turn number 6 and 7.
Smedgard making a couple of moves as well, looking like he's in maybe 10th or 11th spot, making a couple of passes after a start that brought him back just a little bit.
DJ Alessandrini went a little bit wide at the exit of turn number 6, dropped a wheel off course, but he's back on now. 2 wide for the majority of the field now as we head through turn number 8 and into the carousel. This is where you need all the balance to balance your car and set it up for the run down through Kettle Bottoms and into the Canada corner on the backside of the track. But, I think Cattell's right there with Emil Tab, but not able to get side by side just yet.
Even seeing some strong battles here near the back of the pack. Lots of cars running too wide through the carousel.
And they're going to go out of our view here just behind the trees as they rocket onto the kink. This is the fastest corner on this racetrack. It is one of the most treacherous as well. A dab of the brakes. They're going side by side. I think that's Justin Kelly who's going around the outside of somebody through the kink. Unbelievable racing there. And I think we've gotten through it. Yes, we have. That might have been TJ Alessandrini that he was next to.
So exciting to see these drone shots providing coverage on the backside of the course. Great to see.
It is a beautiful racetrack, and you see the shadows of the trees getting shorter as the sun climbs in the sky into Canada Corner. Another good passing opportunity, and so far it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of people that took advantage of that. Look at Emil Tab on the braking zone, the car dancing under the brakes, and he has not won since Blackhawk Farms last year, so this will be an amazing win for him if he could pull it off right in front of the second winningest driver in this series, Eric Catil. They climb the hill now and complete their first lap, and it's a drag race down to turn number 1, Catil in the slipstream, and there's Woody Hyman in third. Let's keep an eye on the M3 back there.
Yeah, I thought I saw just a little bit of smoke off of Eric Catil's car, but maybe that's just the car-looking performance as it climbs up the hill.
And into turn number 1 again. Catil right on the tailpipes of that number 14. And maybe you don't want to be leading here. I think you could use the slipstream to get by on that last lap, so let's keep an eye on it. Rob Manicherry holding off an attack from behind. Let's check in where Aaron Lichty is. He started 33rd. He gained 10 spots. He's now 24th in the number 190. So that's a pretty good climb. Actually, he started 34th officially, so plus 10 for him. Plus 13 for Louis Chatroop. He was DQ'd yesterday after passing under yellow. He's up to 23rd place now. Scott Bowling is in 4th in the Cayman. I love to see that car running well. Tom O'Gorman down a few spots. He's lost 1. He's in 5th, battling with Todd Cayley.
Justin Kelly with a sizable improvement, up 6 spots from the start, up now into 12th position.
Well, that's what happens when you go too wide into the kink. You manage to gain something usually. And in 3rd place right now, Woody Hyman. I want to keep an eye on this car because he was super good at Gingerman Raceway earlier this year and Autobahn Country Club. I think Todd Cayley real slow out of turn number 5.
Losing some positions there for sure. I wonder if that car's okay mechanically.
Yeah, and you see Tom O'Gorman's gone by. Then the other yellow S2000, that's Andy Smedgard. He's going to try to go the long way around. Oh, big curb hop for Cayley. That's going to set him all over the place as they run down to 8. Smedgard might have a look. Driver's left. Here he goes.
Yeah, drivers making their way into 8 and now through the carousel. We'll see if Smedgard's able to make that pass on Cayley on the way through the carousel.
And then we know Andy Smedgard is a heck of a driver, and that car is prepared very well. Even though it's not maybe as polished looking as some of the other cars in the field, it's certainly faster than it is pretty. But he's made it up inside the top 10 here, battling for, looks like 7th now.
I think some drivers say looking good is sometimes as important as being good. I think Andy takes the opposite approach.
Looks like Eric Catil's gotten around Emil Tab for the race lead on the backside of the course, and Tab is putting the pressure back on as they head to Canada Corner. Behind them, there's Ryan Upham. He's battling right behind Todd Cayley in the 161. Andy Smedgard is leading a group with Pervez Randilia and DJ Alessandrini. Rob Manicherry's back a couple spots beyond that with Kerry James, a newer driver in the series. He's back there in 14th.
Yeah, DJ Alessandrini now running in 10th position, I believe. We'll see if he's made up any more spots after the start-finish line, but running well here, looking to make a pass again on its way through turn 14.
And we saw that with Emil Tab and Eric Catil battling, it's brought Woody Hyman right back into the fight. And here goes Ryan Upham. That's going to be past Scott Bowling for what will be 4th place. So across the line now, side by side, Tab going driver's left. Catil's got a little bit of overlap left, but now he gets cleared for turn number 1. And through goes Upham. He's side by side with Bowling as they head down to the first corner. And that will put Upham into 4th place, and he'll be able to chase the other red M3 for a podium spot.
Yeah, fantastic battle up front. Great to see Catil and Tab battling back and forth, but a lot of action here in the midfield as well.
And Aaron Lichty, another, plus 16 over the course of the race. He's in 18th spot now, a top 20 going for him as we see him making a pass down there into turn number 1. But look at Tab. I'm so impressed with how Tab is racing so far. He's got to be having a blast in that car with Catil just basically swapping back and forth as they head down the backstretch towards 5.
Yeah, we see Bowling and Upham, just a little bit of a gap behind the top 3 cars, but a train of everybody following that, and good battles throughout.
Now the long run down to turn number 5. Look how close this is. Eric Catil having a look out to driver's left as they run up to turn number 6. I have a feeling that Catil's car is going to be slightly better through this middle sector. This is the more technical portion of the racetrack. I think he's being out-dragged on the straightaways by Tab, but he's better in the corners, Catil is. So you see him hounding him through turn 7 now.
6.5 minutes in since the green flag. I expect we're about the halfway point in this race. So drivers will be looking for making their passes and making things stick for the rest of this race.
And now through the carousel, a long right-hand corner. It's all about balance. We talked about it briefly. The front-wheel drive cars I would feel would struggle here, but I've talked to Tom O'Gorman about Eric's car because Tom's driven that car before. He says Eric's car will actually turn more on throttle the way that he has that diff setup, which is crucial in a long corner like that. There's the run down to the kink now. Tab still leads as they head through the highest speed corner at Road America.
Woody Hyman looks like to be just maybe about a second behind, 5 or 6 car lengths probably. We'll see if he has enough pace to begin to challenge the front two.
Oh, a bit of a gaggle back here behind Scott Bowling. There's Tom O'Gorman and hello, DJ Alessandrini. Those cars are teammates. The Speedbox crew, Alessandrini in the orange and white 61, Tom O'Gorman in the yellow S2000. They're buddies off the racetrack. They're buddies on the racetrack. Maybe they'll work together and maybe bump draft a little bit, Abe. Long enough straights here to make that a somewhat successful strategy.
It looks like driver Andy Smedgaard's been able to make up a couple of more positions, looking now like he's running in 5th spot.
Scott Bowling's came in. It was really strong out of the gate, but he seems like he's struggling a bit now. There's O'Gorman, then Scott Bowling, then DJ Alessandrini. Pervez Randilia's here as well. Ooh, a bit of a checkup at corner exit. Pervez takes a look to driver's right. There's Justin Kelly on driver's left. He'll have the line in the draft, and looks like Pervez will lose a spot. And now the two FRSs in tandem, both red FRSs, 2 different power plants in those cars trying to make it by DJ Alessandrini's 06 Civic.
So the gap between Andy Smedgaard and Ryan Upham is about a second and a half, with only probably 2 to 3 more laps left in this race. Let's see if he can close the gap and make that pass on Upham.
Aaron Lichty only gained 1 spot that lap, but he did run the fastest lap, a 2:32.543. Louis Chatroop up 17 spots from where he started. That equals Aaron Lichty. He's up to 19th place now. Dan Capaldo's up 3 spots. Tiffany Kelly up 6. She had a clutch throwout bearing failure. Car sideways. That looks to be, I think that's the 99 of Vizette Boyson. That is off in turn number 1. I think that's who that was.
You hate to see it because with the pace of these cars, a mistake like that effectively just costs you the race.
Yeah, turn 1 is very bumpy here, so that could be the reason why we saw that car lose grip and go out of control. But no damage to that car, it looks like, off in the ubiquitous runoff that's available in that area. There's Aaron Lichty having a pass. I think that was one of our new drivers. That I think was the where would that be? He was 18th. He was looking at Brandon Puck, I think, in the 15 down into turn number 5. So he should be through and clear of that position. You see in the background the silver MX-5 is Eric Meadows, and he's battling one of those other RSXs into 5 as well. There's Tiffany Kelly and Bill Griffin.
Actually, it looks like Jeremy Boyson was able to make his way back on track and not lose as many positions as I thought. Kind of finding probably in his maybe 22nd position-ish after his entry back on track.
I'd be really interested to see some onboard video later to see what kind of sent that car around. It is so bumpy down there that it's so easy to get the car upset over those bumps, especially if you overcook the corner. But the race lead was swapping between Emil Tab and Eric Catil. Catil's victories, he's got 13 of them. Emil Tab's only got a handful. They all came at Blackhawk Farms last year. He has not really been in a field at the front that's been this deep, and the talent that goes this far back through the field. So to win this race would be absolutely enormous for Emil Tab. And we wait for the field to come up over the crest of 14, but Eric Catil's gotten back by, and Tab slots into second. Woody Hyman's right there, but just not quick enough. Upham is closing and closing quickly, though.
Looks like Smedgaard's not able to close the gap on Upham, and Tom O'Gorman is now on Smedgaard's tail. We'll see if he's able to make a pass here on his way up to turn 1.
And a big gaggle behind Scott Bowling again. Look at those two FRS. Is going to try to split them 3 wide. Justin Kelly goes up driver's right. Pervez Randilia is boxed in as they come on through. Eric Catil has lost the lead again to Emil Tab on the front straight, and now Woody Hyman's putting pressure on that 82 car down into turn number 1, and we're side by side behind them for that about 7th or 8th spot with DJ Alessandrini, Scott Bowling, Justin Kelly, and Pervez Randilia.
Fantastic racing in the top 10 positions here. Really, really exciting race to watch.
I would expect that next time we might get the white flag. But for the race lead, again, Tab has been so good coming out of turn 14 and getting that launch down the straightaway, but he loses speed through that middle sector when Eric Catil's car comes alive. But here's side by side now, Tom O'Gorman and Andy Smedgaard, very similar looking S2000s, and Tom's adjustments to that VTEC, his Haltech ECU, has made that car a lot faster coming into this week after Colorado.
Drivers making their way up to, it looks like
turn 5 down
turn 5.
Here. And DJ Alessandrini is now feeling pressure from Scott Bowling. And DJ's going to run a little bit wide all the way out to the edge of the curbing, as does Justin Kelly. And that's about as much as you want to use out there. Beyond that's all grass.
Now Bowling losing a few positions overall, but now battling well against DJ.
And through turn 7 now, running down to 8. And update on points leader Aaron Lichty. He's up to 13th now, plus 21 spots for him. Chatroop's up 20. Pervez Randelia is down 3. Justin Kelly up 9 spots. Ryan Upham up 8. So we've had a lot of drivers coming and going at the front of the field, but it's still been Tab and Catil out front as they were since the drop of the green flag here.
So I imagine as we find our camera angle out at turn 14, we might see Catil at the front again, but who knows if he's going to give that position back to Tab by the time of start.
We should have a glimpse right here. There they are again, side by side. Catil's on driver's left. You want driver's right going into Canada corner, so let's see if Tab can hang on to it this time. I'm curious to see if Catil is doing this on purpose, if he wants to be in a certain spot at a certain corner to get that run on the front straight, but he lost the lead at the line the last time through, so I can't imagine he wants to be leading. I think he'd rather be second and get that run onto the front straight. Here we go into turn number 14 now as they climb the hill through Bill Mitchell Bend, and it's Catil on outside driver's left. He stayed there through the corner, and Tab's on driver's right behind him. 2 M3s approaching. The shark fin is coming in the water. Here they come up the hill as there's definitely smoke coming out of the 82 car.
It could be just a little bit of tire rub. I'm not sure.
And white flag is being displayed for the race leaders side by side across the line. Here they come. 1 more lap, 4 more miles around Road America, and Emil Tab leads the way. Catil, Ryan Upham, and the 802 of Woody Hyman all line astern as they come across the line. Behind them, it's a great scrap there with Justin Kelly, and looks like there's Kerry James is in there as well. He's a new driver to the series. He's up 7 spots into 8th place, and he's now playing up there inside the top 10.
Yeah, it seems like Tab is just able to pull on Catil on the way up that hill, just enough to be able to take first position and make it stick by the time
you know that he's calculated that now, and he knows exactly what he needs to do when we come out of turn 14 again. He leads down the back straightaway under the Sargento Bridge. Headlights flashing on Upham's car. He's gotten through Hyman to put himself on the podium after starting outside the top 10. They run down to 5. Watch Upham come. He might be able to steal a podium or maybe even a second or first place away from these 2 leaders.
Yeah, you never know what happens up at the front. With these 2 guys battling, it's very possible that they make a mistake that costs them race position.
And Tom O'Gorman's lurking back there in 6th place as well behind Smedgard. It's a 5-car fight. Make it 6, make it 7. DJ Alessandrini's there as well. A 7-car breakaway at the front through turn 6 and down through 7. Catil all over the back of Emil Tab as they head down through 7 and into 8. And now it gets really crucial where you place your car for this last sector.
What do you think is going through Catil's mind on his way?
Oh, we got cars off and in the fence at the exit of turn number 6. Is that Scott Bowling's Cayman?
It appears to be Scott Bowling.
And full course caution is out. And Bowling's Cayman appears to have backed it into the fence a little bit. And I'm not sure. We have a yellow displayed on the timing and scoring. I'm not sure. This is a double yellow, I believe. So this will make all positions will be frozen at the time of caution. And we'll find out who wins this race here in just a moment. But let's hold off and wait and make sure that these drivers are okay. We'll get assess the damage on the race cars.
It appears to be Emil Tab up front.
Emil Tab is the current race leader. Eric Catil in second. As we wait for the field to cycle back around. So drivers left and drivers right appear to be 2 cars involved in it. It could have been Scott Bowling and maybe Kerry James, I think was the other car, the 44. And we'll go back and look at that here in a little bit. But coming up through 14, we'll have our race leader, Emil Tab. And he was able to hold off Eric Catil in a crucial time when the yellow flag came out. And as they come out of turn number 14, it'll be the first win in 2020 for Emil Tab. And he'll steal one from Eric Catil as they climb up the hill.
Hard-fought battle, changing position with Catil multiple times. But it looks like Aaron Lichty's going to make up more than 20 positions here, finding his way into the top 15 during this race.
Yeah, Aaron Lichty up 21 spots. Checkered flag waving. Emil Tab from the winning Formula Camp out of Louisville, Kentucky. The K-Miata takes the victory at Road America. Eric Catil second. Ryan Upham third. Woody Hyman in fourth. Smedgard. Then Tom O'Gorman. DJ Alessandrini. And no, Kerry James was not the other car that was involved. He did cross the line in 8th place. Justin Kelly, 9th. Pervez Randelia, 10th. Rob Manicherry, Aaron Lichty in 12th. Louis Chatroop in 13th. Greg Kuhn, Vitus Aronowskis in 15th. Scott Bowling, Scott Robertson will come across the line in 16th. Scott Bowling is the driver involved in that incident over in turn number 6.
So at the start of this race, we were talking about Aaron Lichty as the potential hard charger for the race, but it's Louis Chatroop with up 23 positions to finish in 13th. Congratulations to him.